Oh, the gap's enormous. And Ilyich just helps himself to that. The crowd roar their approval. 3 goals on the trot now for Hungary. Not much that Oleg Grams could do about that. Igropulo. Oh, great shot. Rasvortsev is second. Goes around, and they allowed him to get much too close to the goal and within comfortable firing range for the 2 meters tall left back. Already 886 goals for Russia. Chazar pushing back under pressure now as Russia have moved in. Dibirov into the centre. Grams picks the ball up. The break is on. Atman is the playmaker in the middle. Lovely. Igropulo this time does connect with Cherno Ivanov. Coming up from defence. Times it perfectly to go in behind. Ilyich, yes. Such a quick arm. Just on the inside post. Second goal for him. Bit of a journeyman, but a mistake there by the playmaker Atman, and away go Hungary, and that's going to be a penalty and a 2-minute suspension. Very, very short play by Shelmenko. He's only been on court less than a minute. There's the long pass down. Ivanchik. Well, runs straight into his path. So Shelmenko gets an enforced break. First suspension of the game for Russia. Well, they're happy. Thank you very much indeed. We're leading 10-7. We've got a power play coming up, and it's a penalty. What more could you want? 8,000 spectators in this arena, which will also be one of the 2 venues in the main round, together with the Pionir Arena in Belgrade. That is up until the semi-finals, finals, when they move to the Belgrade Arena. Subtle as anything. That was absolutely beautiful. Tamas Mokshai, broken wrist shot, looks like it's going to be a hard one, but in the last second tips his wrist back, and the ball rolls over the top of the goalkeeper. So short-handed they score. Oh, superb! Beautiful play on the line, and Zhubai makes up his earlier mistake, and another 2-minute suspension for Russia. Well, in fact, it's Anshin in the Hungarian goal. Meanwhile, for the Hungarians, well, great understanding at the back, and they're playing things very quickly. The fast break area, 3 quick passes down the court. That last goal by Zhubai on the line, where the ball barely touched his hand. He was already diving for the shot before the ball landed in his hand. It was impeccable positioning of the ball into the Mokshai. You wouldn't know that he's the one leading here by 4 goals as he gets excited. That's a replay of the Hungarian timeout as Russia prepared to throw off again. In a match absolutely critical for them. 4 against 6 court players at the moment. They've got to capitalise on this while they can. Turn the tables on the Russians here, who had a double power play earlier on. Ilyich at the left back. And Mokshai right across the court. Oh, clever play. Grams came out, 2 meters and 1. He's not exactly easy to lob, but Gergo Ivanchik does it beautifully. 5th goal for him. In fact, 5 from 5. And it's a 5-goal lead as well, as Russia get back to full strength. Shelmenko tries to drive in Atman. He's got to go quickly to the wing. Off the post and picked up by the Hungarians. Now the break is on for them. Zhubai. Ilyich runs to the centre, finds the line. Zhubai, superb. And they're playing it so quick at the moment, Hungary. They know they've got to do that to break down this huge defence. He didn't even pass the ball, he just bounced it straight away. Mokshai says, you're the man. Chazar to play in the middle. Why are you worried? And Ilyich finds the back of the net again. Smiles on the bench. Thank you very much indeed for the relief on Coronel Nodge's face. So he's just got to somehow start them up again. The main thing for them at the moment is the defence. They're not falling back quickly enough. And that movement they had earlier where they were really working well together and hitting them at 9 metres isn't there. They're allowing the ball to get in behind them. And that's where the problem is. But as I was mentioning, Laszlo Nodge, there's some interesting rumours going around. The right back, in his 30s now, he plays in Spain, that he may be looking to take on Spanish nationality. He'd have to serve a 3-year exile from his previous station from playing for Hungary. So 4.5 minutes remaining. The Hungarian supporters still in good voice here. Both teams had to go through qualifying rounds. Oh, great play! Well, no one called the winger. And Gergo Ivanchik just ran around. And instead of getting one of the other defenders to back into the line, the referees giving the benefit of the doubt. Atman looks none the worse for it. Certainly seems that even some of the neutral supporters in the crowd are supporting the Hungarians. Looks back again, not much chance there. Moksai tries to come in. No way through for Chazar either. Chazar again. Yes. Bogdanov a bit slow there. Jumps the defence standing back off him, and Cherno Ivanov should have pushed up sooner. Well, Russia qualified for these European Championships in Group 7. They had to go through pre-qualifying tournaments. The referee still at the table looking up to the clock. Yeah, it's a very nice hat. Another catch on though. Well, the Hungarian supporters coming in all shapes, sizes and colours. Oh, tries the long range effort. It's saved by Bogdanov, and back come Russia now. Chance to level it with about 7 seconds remaining. The wing's free. Didn't need it. And they are all square. Rasbortsev. 19 all at the half-time break. 38 goals in the opening half. It's been quite something, and the Hungarians' good work. They had up to a 5-goal lead, washed away here by the pace and the strength of the Russian attack, which has taken a while to get going. But Kokcharov's men are up and running now, and that's ominous. There is Zhubai, number 25, 27 years of age, plays with Pichegget, currently second in the Hungarian league. Certainly have colourful supporters. Superb! Moksai, that's what they need. Those Hungarian fans doing their best to lift them against this big Russian team. Starik, hands off. Shalmenko, and now Dibirov is at the back. That's come off a defender, took the sting out of the shot, and is comfortably picked up by Mikler. Tribokapic, superb. Just like the shot earlier, he loves to go up to defenders and shoot around them, but he seems to have hurt his ankle. Physio's over immediately. Let's see if look at his left foot. I think it's when he fell back. We just did it off camera. nothing terminal looking. Well, passive play being warned, and in the end the shot is taken, not a great one, and a chance to level it they have! Chazar on the break. A poor shot on Mikla, picked up by the goalkeeper, straight down the court to Chazar, who was away like a rocket. It's 26-all, there's the long pass. Cuts back inside. And Igropulo just caught flat-footed, couldn't stop his momentum. Fifth goal for the Hungarian playmaker. 63% success rate for Chazar, and suddenly the Hungarian fans are in great mood again. Last played for Hungary at the World Championships in 2009. Oh, there's a gap! You could have driven a bus through there. Chazar once more. 3 goals without reply. He comes back to apologise because he collided with Grams. He couldn't stop himself. The momentum just took him. And that's sad news as well. There's Ivan Chigoi goes down. You've just seen the incident again, just before the goal, and that could be a terrible blow. He immediately holds his ankle as you watch, then Chazar follows through to score. He'll continue to receive treatment. But all of a sudden, and it's mostly coming from mistakes with the Russian attack, it's not so much from set pieces in the Hungarian attack. It's phase 1, phase 2 attacks in the Hungarians that's costing the Russians. They've got to tighten up their shooting. It's not so much the set piece defence, it's making sure when you're shooting, make sure you score, don't commit attackers' fouls as happened last, and give possession away cheaply, because that's where they're hitting you. Good switch in, yes, and short-handed still. The Hungarians have managed to overlap the defence. And it's Putic, who's only been on a few minutes, on the near post. Lovely moustache. Passive plays being worn into the wing. Yes, superb! Harsanyi. First goal of the game for him. A relatively closed angle. Ivanov made him shoot. Tight. And so chance now for the Hungarians maybe to make it a 3-goal lead before Russia can get back to full strength. Krivokapic has a quick look up. Grams is in position. Comes around now. Oh, beautiful play. Such a quick pass back to Chazar. Krivokapic played that superbly. Brings up the 30 for Hungary. And it just looked early on as if Russia were going to storm away with this. But the Hungarians have come good. They've really picked up the pace ahead of them. Only 3 of the 4 teams in each group go through to the main round. Nicely done by Ivanov. But the Hungarian fans are the one chanting away. They sense a famous victory here. It's been a fantastic atmosphere here in the Spens Arena in Novi Sad. They go to a 4-2 attack, as they often do when they're one man up. Ah, beautiful pass, and they're level. Chipurin. 3 goals in succession, and that 2-minute suspension proving costly for Putic. It was a lovely pass in though by Ivanov for these crucial 2.5 minutes. Power play for Hungary. It's all square at the moment, and the Hungarian supporters are hoping. Ivanov, they're passing it around. It's all going sideways. No one's driving in. Passive play is being worn. Ah, well, the direct route for Ivanov, short-handed, and the Russian fans are on their feet. Now it's a double suspension, and surely they've got to spread themselves, use the wing as well. Harsanyi, who has replaced, I think, is Tamas Ivanchik, who must have been seriously injured earlier. Harsanyi and Gergo Ivanchik really wide, 4 against 6. Surely Hungary got to do it now if they can keep their nerve. Into the line. He's pretty wide, but it's a penalty. Hungary a chance to level it. Bogdanov can't believe it. The foul by Chipurin. And that could make it level. Well, not so much Chipurin's mistake. I suppose he was shoved in the act of shooting. But Chipurin was standing inside, and so it falls on the shoulders of Gabor Chaza, the 27-year-old from Veszprém, to take this absolutely crucial penalty. And Bogdanov trying to play mind games with him. Let me feel the ball before you take the penalty. Chaza goes, no thanks, I'll keep it. So after conceding 4 goals, this could be crucial on all. We have less than a minute to go, but it's a double power play for the Hungarians. If Russia can keep going for at least 25 seconds, they will be back to 5 against 6, but they will still finish the rest of the game a man short. All their experience needed here, and Hungary must make sure they don't concede in a power play situation. That would just be too bad. Shalmenko being individually marked. Starik, how long will the referees give them as they get one player back? Passive play is being warned now. 25 seconds to go. Dibirov, will they be happy to settle for a draw now, the Russians, in this situation? Probably the answer is yes. No one's going to want to take a shot in case you miss and you get hit. Maximov on his feet, looks on anxiously. Passive play is still being warned. Chipurin's going to take the throw. And the Hungarians will look to hit very quickly. Chipurin, that's an attacker's foul, barged into the defender. They've got to get the ball quickly. Mikla runs for it. Seconds are ticking away here for Hungary to take both points. And no surprise that immediately Lajos Moksai ran to the table to put his timeout card on the table. He's got probably around 14 seconds remaining in the game for Hungary on the attack now to snap points, which could be absolutely crucial in this Group C, the group of death. And it'll leave Russia needing to beat Spain and France to make it through to the main round. This could be a famous victory for the Hungarians, who looked out at their depths beyond in the second half, but have really dug deep and found something here, and the Russians have gone off the board, as so often they do. They have these real up and down phases in the game. They struggle with that consistency. Maximov trying to stay nice and calm with his players here. 5 against 6. Power play for Hungary, and a goal to take both points. What they certainly don't want to do, though, is miss their last shot and give the Russians enough time to hit them on the break. It's going to start with a throw-in from the goalkeepers, just outside the goalkeepers area. 11 seconds then for Hungary to steal the points. Here we go. The clock's ticking down. The Russians have to sit back. They're short-handed. Chaza, Krivo Kapic, into the wing. He should have passed to the wing. It's an attacker's foul. They're going to have to take it back from the right place, and that means there won't be enough time for it. And I'm afraid Hungary had an opportunity to steal the points and pass the ball into Ivanchik on the wing. And instead, Iliesh tried to take on both players alone. He knows it. He could well have cost the Hungarians the 2 points. Instead, it's shared. 31-all here in Novi Sad between Hungary and Russia. And I think at the moment, the Russians, who looked to be bagging the points earlier on, are just glad that this game's over and they've got something out of it. The Hungarians, though, they will know when they look back at the slow motion at the end of the game that Iliesh should have passed the ball. The winger was just waiting to take that final shot. And this will leave them really probably coming down to goal difference. And Chaza, quick conversation there with the Serbian referees, but that's not going to change the result, I'm afraid. And Zubai, injured early on there on the ribs, still nursing it. And we'll have to wait and see what the verdict is with Tamas Ivanchik, injured earlier on. That looked more serious, and the Russians trying to put a brave face on it. But they started off so well in the second half, a 3-goal lead, but then suddenly it all turned bad for them. Chaza, then man of the match for the Hungarians, gets his award from Michael Wiederer of the European Handball Federation. Rather sad looking face there, I'm afraid. Chaza feels maybe that this could be a turning point for them to have thrown away that chance to win the game with 1 second remaining. But what drama in Novi Sad. It wasn't a game for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. And the supporters still trying to work out what to make of this, really. A few smiles where they spot themselves on camera, but you can see they probably both feel that we let this one slip away. Well, what drama. Great excitement here. Congratulations to the Hungarians for putting themselves back into this one. And they'll have to brace themselves, prepare for the games tomorrow, or in 2 days' time, rather, on Wednesday, when Russia take on the defending champions France, while Hungary have the prospect of taking on Spain.